some people may not know the true extent of this condition. Many people may feel how excruciating and even numbing it might be. It consumes happiness much like a black hole. It's depression. A lot of people have experienced depression, but many people don't even know that they are suffering from it. From dictionary.com, I have a definition for you. It's a condition of general emotional dejection and withdrawal, sadness greater or more prolonged than that warranted by any objective reason. And that's just the psychiatric definition. There are many ways to define depression, but just some people don't know how to word it correctly, and it's a very scary thing. Today, we will go over the many factors, the history, as well as the treatments of depression. So, on to the factors. The factors of depression are very, very long, and
Sorry for the interruption, but there is a car in the student parking lot, license plate ICC256, that have their license.
So many people suffer from it, and it might just be a chemical imbalance. It's where you have a really abnormally low serotonin level, which is a happiness gene, and it could just decrease your mood for no apparent reason. And then we also, also, the next one is abuse. And many people suffer from it, as in like PTSD, and just in general, you may feel very dejected and sad, so that may be why. And then also certain medications, as in acne medications, can decrease the certain happiness chemicals in your body to make you feel sad or just depressed. And then you have conflict. Like, say you get in a fight with your best friend and you guys don't talk for a couple days. This would be an example of a conflict situation. And it may just cause short-term depression, but it can have long-term effects and create chronic depression. Death or grief is also a very big one. If you feel that people are leaving you, you may feel that there's no one out there for you, so it can cause chronic depression. And then just major events in general, usually sad events, will cause these sort of just sadness and depressive episodes. And then you also have genetics. One depressive gene in your body can be the cause of your chronic depression, and there is no way that you can control it. There are only certain treatments that will help that issue. And then there's also illnesses, as in like mental illnesses. Anxiety disorder can increase your chances of getting depression by 60%. And then there's also substance abuse. 30% of substance abusers have mentioned that they are depressed, or they have been feeling depressed since they've started using anything like drinking alcohol, taking drugs. There is always the chance of getting depressed because of it, because you think that there's no way out. And then there's other personal problems that aren't listed on here from WebMD, but just in general, you may feel depressed a certain day or for a long period of time just over certain issues. And then there's also the history of depression where it was first figured out. At first, it was called melancholia, and it just meant a deep sadness. And they really didn't know the true extent of it, but in the end, the true, their first understanding of it was they thought it was demonic possession, and the only way to rid them of this disease, they may call it, their patients, is through exorcisms. And they mentally abused, physically abused, as well as starved their patients so that they could possibly be better in the long run. And then you also have, on the other side of the spectrum, the Greeks used to think it was a biological or mental illness, and they would make sure that they have herbal treatments and exercise to be able to help them with this disease to possibly overcome it or just be happier in general. And then along the road, after the fall of the Roman Empire, it did end up going backwards in a sense, and until recently, they thought shunning their victims would just take them out, and then they would put them in jail or insane asylums to just rid of them of society, and in general, it would just make them feel more dejected and sad. And this is all from gulfbend.com or .org. And then we also have all of the treatments that we have figured out. So SSRIs are the most common, and they're the most used to treat the patients, because they have the least side effects, and they also are they naturally increase the uptake of serotonin in your body so that you are able to just go back to daily life. And then there's SNRIs as well as MAOIs as well as tricyclics. And those are less common, but it's only if you are not reacting to the treatment from the SSRIs. And the treatments take very long to figure if they will help you or not, because they may take upwards of 2 weeks to a month to see if it will help you. But those are they're more intensive than SSRIs, and they may give you it's not an addiction per se, but it is a dependency on it, and it may cause, if you're going to take yourself off of these medications, you have to talk to your doctor first, because they may cause more depressive episodes than you had before. So you always need to be careful when you take yourself off of them. And then you also have other treatments for self-diagnosed patients who do self-care, self-treatments to naturally increase the uptake, as in say painting your nails, or even staying hydrated or taking a walk. And then you have memes. It's a very new development, but a lot of people have said that they feel better from doing memes, and then it will sort of play off of your sadness or your depressive episodes, because it's just funny. And then we have this meme right here. It says, when you suffer from depression and somebody tells you to just cheer up. And it says, my goodness, what an idea. Why didn't I think of that? Because many people who suffer from it, they can't just be happy. So it's very annoying to have somebody come up to you and tell you to be happy. So we make memes out of it instead of yelling in their faces. And this is my personal favorite. It says, my anxieties have anxieties. And like right here, I'm possibly like very close to having a panic attack from this presentation. And so as we conclude this speech, I will quote Sabrina's 3 a.m. Thoughts. Depression isn't just a word, it is a living, breathing creature lurking in the shadows of your mind. And so, like I said, many people do not know that they are suffering from it, but it will always help if you inform them of the causes of depression, as well as the history and even the many treatments that they offer. So I hope this shines some light on the gloomy subject that is depression.